If you understand what dyslexia is, but you're still wondering, do the signs I'm seeing actually fit my child? This video is for you. Dyslexia doesn't look the same at every age. Let's walk through the signs together. I have shared videos explaining what dyslexia is and what to do if your child has dyslexia. Today, we're focusing on how dyslexia can show up at different ages. This is not about labeling your child. It's about understanding what you're seeing without overwhelm. You don't need a long checklist. You need clarity. Let's start with preschool. At the preschool age, dyslexia often shows up before reading even begins. You may notice difficulty with learning nursery rhymes, having speech problems, not calling things by its name, trouble remembering letters, difficulty tying their shoelaces, or challenges following multi-step directions. These signs are often missed because reading hasn't started yet. But language development matters. Early elementary. This is often when dyslexia becomes more noticeable because formal reading instruction begins. Your child may guess words instead of sounding them out, doesn't know the letter sounds. They read very slowly or avoid reading altogether. They can also get confused with right and left. Many moms tell me, my child tries so hard, but reading just doesn't stick. That effort matters. Dyslexia is not about intelligence or motivation. It's about how the brain processes language. Upper elementary. At this stage, children are expected to read in order to learn, and that's when frustration often increases. Some of the signs to look for are slow reading fluency, word finding challenges. They might struggle to remember words or call objects by generic terms like thingy. I want that thingy. They also have difficulty with comprehension and homework resistance. For example, when they encounter a difficulty, they are going to want to drink water, go to the bathroom, check on the dog. They will come up with any excuse just to avoid doing their homework. There are other cases where the child will start crying, calling themselves dumb, and they refuse to read. Also, your child may understand what they hear, but struggle to show it on paper. This is often when confidence begins to dip, and confidence is something we want to protect. Older students often learn to hide dyslexia. They avoid reading aloud, they have difficulty organizing writing, they need extra time, and they experience mental exhaustion. These students often have strong ideas, but getting those ideas onto paper feels overwhelming. I can assure you that they are not lazy. They are working incredibly hard. And how do I know that, you might ask? Well, I am dyslexic, and I did not find out until later in life. I struggled in school, but even then, I passed all my classes and eventually earned my degree. Through my own experiences, I've learned that many challenges that the students face aren't about behavior. They are emotional responses to frustration, stress, and the daily struggles of learning differently. Now let's address the signs of dyslexia in high school students. By high school, dyslexia often looks different than it did in elementary. Many students have learned how to cope, but the struggle is still there. Here are some of the signs. Slow reading, especially with textbooks or long assignments. Needs to reread materials several times to understand it. Avoids reading out loud. Difficulty spelling even familiar words. Written work may be short, vague, or missing details. And trouble organizing essays or getting thoughts onto paper. Many teens with dyslexia have a strong understanding when they are listening, but the moment that same information is on paper, it becomes much harder. You might notice that they understand a lesson when it's explained out loud, yet struggles when they must read it on their own. Homework and tests often take much longer than they do for their peers, and taking notes while they are listening can be overwhelming. Some students do better on multiple choice tests, while written responses feel much harder to manage. Memory and processing can also be part of the picture. Your teen may have difficulty remembering sequences like steps in a math problem, formulas, or important dates. Under time pressure, recalling information can be tough, even when they know the material. Emotionally, this can take a toll. A student with dyslexia might appear unmotivated on the surface, but more often they are overwhelmed. You might hear them say things like, "I am not good at school," or "I am just bad at English." Some teens try to hide their struggles by relying on others, avoiding assignments, or staying quiet in class. At the same time, there are real strengths you'll notice. Many students with dyslexia have strong verbal skills and solid reasoning. They tend to think creatively, solve problems in unique ways, and understand the big picture. They often have insightful ideas, even if those ideas don't always show up clearly in their writing. Because of my personal experience, this work is deeply personal. It's why I am so committed to helping families understand dyslexia and support their children well. Today, as a dyslexia coach, I support moms by guiding them with practical tools and strategies they can use at home so they can better understand their child and advocate with confidence. If this video brought you clarity, I invite you to subscribe so we can continue learning together. And if you know a mom who could benefit from this, please share it with her. I will see you in the next video.